All right, welcome back to the I don't really know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm getting shit done channel. We left off playing around with the engine. Yeah, I was trying to mock up these oil return and drain lines over here. So yeah, I figured I needed the mild steel bungs for the 10 AEM fittings, so we can get those lower ones on before we get this back into the car. So yeah, waiting on those. All right, so for today's big deal, we're gonna be installing the fuel pump. All right, so I gotta get this bag off my car from when we did the engine bay painting. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip that off, and then we're gonna get started. Oh yeah, we got it all unbagged. Got the hatch cracked open. So I have to say, I actually do kind of know what I'm doing on this one, because this isn't the first time I'm changing a fuel pump in an F-body Camaro. I had to change the fuel pump in this one back about 10 years ago, I would say, or so. Something like that. It was in 2010 I changed it. But yeah, we did not drop the fuel tank, because there's two ways of doing this. One way you can drop the fuel tank, and the other way is you pull this carpet up here and you cut a hole in the top of the body. This way you can access the hatch for the fuel pump. And that's what we're going to be doing. Cutting us a nice hole in it. Alright, so what I'm about to do right now is I'm going to move all the stuff out of my way so I can get to the hole that I put in here. And we're going to pretty much go off of the hole I put in here to mark the hole on that one. Alrighty. We got the carpets pulled back on both cars. So this is what this one's looking like before we do any cutting. And this is the one that I cut already. Yeah, back in the day, yeah, I just put some of this ductwork tape on there. And then I covered it with this, this piece of pad and this piece of wood to try to keep any kind of road sounds out. But yeah, let's pop this open here and to see how, I can't remember. I don't think my hole was exactly accurate when I did this years ago. So let's see how off I was. I do know it was good enough to get the fuel pump in anyway. And that's pretty much it. Actually, I wasn't too far off. That was pretty damn accurate. I thought I was a ways off. I don't want to bend that open too much if I don't have to. So yeah, I actually got it pretty damn good. It's pretty much just in between these two body lines in the trunk here. Alright, so let me grab a measuring tape and let me measure out that one, throw some lines on the other one, and then we're gonna start cutting. Oh yeah, cut that mother lover up. Alright, we got the lines drawn out here in the trunk. Also grab me a piece of cardboard to deflect the grinding sparks from the grinder. Yeah, I'm actually making this one just a tad bit bigger. If I do remember correctly, back then when I did this one, when I cut the hole, I think it was too small. Yeah, if you look in there, you can see where the lines go more towards the front over there. If I remember correctly, I was having trouble getting the whole unit out because of that. Somehow I think I did it, I can't remember how, but I do remember having a problem getting it out. So on this one, we're going to cut it just a tad bit bigger, just so we have a little bit of extra room. This way we don't encounter any, getting it in and out problems. Fuck. Well, I gotta say that sucks, because this 99 is not in the same spot as the 98. Yeah, if you can see in there, see where the fuel lines are. They're actually right here, and the fuel pump's right here. That sucks. Oh, I guess I gotta keep cutting. I was hoping to make one hole. Well, it's still gonna be one hole, which is gonna be one big ass fucking hole. I don't want the hole to be that big. Well, I guess I should have did a little extra research on this 99 on exactly where this fuel pump sits, because it's definitely not in the same spot as the other one. Oh, all right, back at it. Yeah, that one's way different compared to the one that's in the other car. Way different. Alright, well, we got it open. Alright, so, yeah. I guess it's about that time for another short out the box review. That's the listing. I paid $106.89 for it. Alright, so I got my little display table going on here. So this is the envelope it came in. Box. I've already popped it open just for a couple seconds just to look in there, so I can really go through it, so we'll do it together. Alright, so we got, it's in here, this little rubber grommet thing, got another rubber sleeve, piece of hose, and a mini beer warmer. Now this has got to be wrapped around the fuel pump, I guess, somehow. Alright, also came with the screen. There's another little bag in there as well. It's like a little washer or a pop clip that holds something on. Fuel pump itself. A wiring harness with 2 hose clamps. And some, I guess, directions. All right, that is the pump itself. You can see the specs are right there on it. 320 liters per hour. I'm guessing that's what that means at 43 psi. 100% compatible, gasoline, ethanol, and methanol. Yeah, I'm gonna probably be running, I'm gonna try to run E85 on this. That's what I want to do. That was the whole purpose of changing to this fuel pump and to the injectors that we put in, because these were both made to run E85 in. I'm gonna put this piece of wood under here because I'm not chopping anymore out than I have to, and I think I got plenty of room here to get it out. Alright, so I'm going to need a hammer and a chisel because this is a turn one, not a bolt down. The other one was a bolt down. Get these lines off. Alright, I can get my finger in that one. And my battery's going dead. So, I'm going to charge y'all up while I get that last line out. Alright, check it out. Got my 10 AEM fittings in. I didn't think they were going to come this quick, so awesome. We'll be putting these in the next day or so. Okay, got the hammer and the chisel. Pop this ring out, and I just got to disconnect these wiring harnesses. There's the one. Got to be careful you don't puncture a hole in the top of the tank as we're doing this. Ooh, see, gotta be careful. It's not very good, I can tell you that much. There we go. Alrighty, we got it out. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to change this today because, I don't know, maybe I am, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. This gas tank is full, pretty much straight up to the top. I wasn't expecting that. I was hoping it was going to be empty, but because it's full, we're going to have to pump all that gas out into another container. So I'm going to go grab the little hand pump, and we're going to start pumping that out into a different gas container. Geez, that's a lot of fuel too. I'm going to look up real quick on how much fuel these tanks hold. I don't know if that tank's full. I'm sure it's at least a 15-gallon tank. It's a lot of damn gas I got to pump out of there. Alrighty, so I got me this multi-use transfer pump from Harbor Freight. I bought like a few months back. Apparently it was for this. And I got me an array of gas cans. So we're gonna start the pumping process. Alright, got my pump set up and my gas tank going into my gas tank. I looked it up online. It said it was 16.5 gallons, this tank, so I'm gonna be pumping a while. Oh shit. Alright, so let me go light a few cigarettes to get back to pumping this, and hopefully I don't blow up. Alright, so we finally got all that gas out of there. Yeah, those are all the jugs I end up using. They're actually all full, except for this one. There's only like a quarter or less than that one. So that bigger one's 5 gallons. That one's 2 gallons. I think that one's 2.5 gallons, and that one's a gallon. So that's about 10 gallons there, 11, I guess. But yeah, we got it all cleaned out. Well, not cleaned out, but we got it drained out anyway. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get in there with a rag and wipe it down. All right, so the next step is disassembling the fuel pump unit so we can actually get the new pump put in here, which I have no clue how to do. All right, so I'm going to, gonna go check out some YouTube videos and some Google form pages on how to take this thing apart properly without damaging it so I can put it back together. Alrighty. Alright, so I didn't have to look it up online. I ended up figuring out just by looking at it pretty much. Yeah, there was a little slot here, and on that side you had to push both of those in to slide this out, and you also had to take this little clip out over here so you can push these two little pieces in for the float, and you got to pull that down so you can pull this whole unit out, and there's the pump right there. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing here, so I think I'm gonna hold off on this for now. Yeah, I'm gonna go look up some videos and some forum pages and whatnot on how to actually do this. Yeah, I figured I could figure it out, but I mean, it's very easy. I just want to make sure I don't need to reuse, the main hose that goes through, and there's a littler hose that hooks on. So yeah, it's all attached on there pretty good, and I don't want to accidentally break anything off. So yeah, just gonna look it up and make sure I'm doing it the right way before I proceed to do anything else. So for now, I'm just going to clean up my mess. Got all my stuff out here. I'm gonna tape the hole back up on this one and put everything back together. And yeah, I'm just gonna close the hatch on that one. And then we'll get back to it tomorrow. So we'll see you then, which is gonna be in like 1 second. All right, we're back at it again. So yeah, we left off with this fuel pump, and I'm still playing around with it. So I ended up calling AEM up and asked them exactly how I should connect this, because I did look up a couple videos on how to install an AEM fuel pump exactly, but I actually watched a few videos on different ones. Nobody was really too, there was maybe 2 of them, but they were actually different brands, and they actually came with the connector, a jumper wire, which this one you gotta crimp it up yourself. So I called AEM up, and they recommended I used the little connectors on the inside to connect together, and then put some shrink wrap that I got over here around it. So what I did was I took the little connector pieces and I knocked the sheathing off of it, or the inside connector piece out of it, and yeah, and I crimped it on. I just got to do the other one here, and then I'll be able to hook it all back together. Yeah, the pump actually came with this can cooler, rubber sheathing, and a rubber grommet, which I actually didn't need to use any of that. I ended up just using this rubber sleeve that came with the original fuel pump. I just wedged it on there. Now in the instructions for this, they also say not to cover these little holes. There's one on the bottom and that one on the top that's right there. So one of my major concerns about this was this the hole on the top. See, the original fuel pump has a fitting sticking up, and the little hose that comes out of here clips on it. When I called AEM up, I actually asked them about that, because I think this was called, when I looked it up, a Ventura hose, something like that. And they said that on their pump you don't have to hook that hose up. I'm not really sure the exact function of this whole assembly in here with this hose going down into there. Yeah, it actually connects in down there, and then that on the left, that hole there, this little plunger thing goes into. So I don't really understand the exact function of what this is for, but the guy at AEM said I shouldn't need that, pretty much. Well, he didn't say I didn't need it. He said their pumps didn't need that. So yeah, I'm still not 100% sure about what I'm doing here, although I'm getting it done. But yeah, if anybody knows, you know, exactly what the hell this shit's for, please leave a comment, let me know. I'm gonna slap it together now. I'm gonna put it in. That hatch will always be accessible, so yeah, if one of y'all want to comment, just let me know if I gotta pull it back out or whatnot. That'd be cool. All right, well, let me get this crap together. We'll get it back in the car. All right, the first shrink wrap I put on was too big. All right, well, I hope this works. Gotta bend the pin, clip back out. All right, we got it all together. Oh yeah, baby. That's what I like. Got some progress done today. Oh yeah. All right, well, let's go throw this mother lover in. So I got this rag I'm gonna shove in here. I'm just gonna kind of all evaporate it out. The little bit that was left in there is a tiny couple little drops. I also noticed a few little pieces of metal in there from, I guess, when I grinded it and I took it out. A couple little pieces fell in there, so I'm just gonna wipe that up out of there. All right, we got the inside all wiped out. Yeah, the only concern I had with this was when I put this black hose on right there, it's kind of short, so it actually's got these springs tension on them already. So the little rubber feet on the bottom of this ain't actually gonna be sitting at the bottom of the tank. It's gonna be hovering slightly a bit because of that black hose there. That was just a tad bit too short, but we're gonna roll with it anyway. Screen down there. All right, just got to put that locking ring back on, and then put those wiring connectors and the hoses hooked back up, and this is done. Right, got it all back in there, got all the hoses connected and the electrical connectors on. The only thing I have to do is get a chisel and a hammer and then just relock this in. I may have to retake these connectors off, but it's not really a big deal. But yeah, I actually might leave that like the way it is for now anyway, because I'm still not sure. I might have to run a bigger bigger wires up to the fuel pump, because I remember seeing something online about and in the instructions of the fuel pump said something about a 10-12 gauge wire running up from the battery from somewhere. So yeah, probably gonna have to do that at some point, but we got the fuel pump in for now, so that's good. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it off on here, and we'll see y'all on the next one.